Hello and welcome to Let's Dance with Charlotte Elizabeth. That's me. So this podcast is going to cover everything from dance, health, fitness. I will include how to prepare for your first dance for your wedding or using that kind of scenario for special occasions. There will be planning hen parties and ideas for planning hen parties, but the main focus of this podcast is dance. I am the owner of Feel the Beats UK, and I'm going to get you all moving. So let's get on with the show. Hello and welcome back. So eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that this podcast episode didn't go out on a Friday. And you can probably hear in my voice there's very good reason for that. I was full of cold. However, I've had some tech equipment arrive and my cold is feeling bad. So rather than waiting a whole week, I decided to get the episode out because today's episode is more of a reflection for me of January and here's what's going on kind of moving forward. So I have a brand new webcam. Can't really show you the webcam because that defaults the object of it. Obviously, I appreciate that some of you are listening to this, so you'll just have to trust that I now look amazing in all this high definition camera. You will hopefully be able to hear that I have a better sound because yes, I have a fancy microphone. So hopefully the podcast, those of you listening on audio, it will sound a bit better for you. For those of you that decide to watch this and watch my delightful facial expressions, you'll see them in Ultra HD. No hiding now. But yeah, I've wanted to do it for a while. And I finally bit the bullet. So yeah, my tech setup for the podcast is getting a little bit better. Yeah, just improving as the podcast is developing. It's still in early stages, and I'm not going to get any fancier than this. Got a webcam, got a microphone. As much as the laptop had a built-in one, I could tell that it wasn't great. And even just watching myself and listening to myself as I do this, I sound better. It's phenomenal. So we will see what progress and development this actually has. So let's get on with the real reason for the podcast. So I wanted to do a reflection for this one. We've got to the end of January. I've managed a whole month of the podcast. Woo! And January was tough. Like, I don't know about you, but it was the longest January in the world. And we always say this, like, January's always long. And I think it's because most of us get paid early in our day jobs. So I know me, I got paid about the 18th of December. I then didn't get paid until the end of January. And it's just so long. And the weather's not really great. And it just drags. However, January was a really good month for me, business-wise. Cash flow took a dip. However, I launched Inline Online. Inline Online? Inline on Beat. The online line dance class, and I had 3 people, and it's fab. And there are some others that have watched it on replay, and you can still join us. Still join, and I'll send you the replays of the weeks that you've missed. There's no reason not to. The people that came and did it live loved it. I kept it really simple because of the fact that you're doing it from home. I'm doing it from my flat, which is currently very limited on space, but we are in the process of moving house, which is all exciting, and I'll have a bit more space to make it easier to demonstrate to you what it is that I'm doing, but also being mindful that you don't have lots of space and you don't need lots of space to do this. So that's been really good. But the biggest lesson that I've learned in January is I can never talk about the things I do enough. Like even the podcast, there are people that will never go back to these early episodes because they'll just join the podcast as and when they do, and they might go to the back catalogue, but they'll just listen to it as and when. So I need to keep repeating my message of dance with joy and confidence, the first dance lessons, the hen parties, the book, the things that get covered on here, the things I'm up to, and the same goes for my social media and my email list. So that's been the biggest lesson for me in January, was that moment when I almost gave up and was like, it's just not working. I did a few extra posts and I got the sales, which is just fantastic. And it massively boosts the ego when you're really questioning, why are you actually doing this? And the same goes for you. There will be something in your life that you are struggling with, that you're really at that point of going, I can't do this anymore. Just maybe keep pushing, but also reach out and ask for help. So I had a few people in my network, and they know who they are. So if they're listening, thank you. And they helped me to reframe the messaging that I was sharing, that I was being very surface level. And I know I mentioned this on a previous episode about being dyslexic, and I will be doing an episode on it, but I wanted to do the reflection and test out my tech. Helped me to go deeper with the messaging, make it clearer, because not everyone sees all of the posts. So me doing a surface level post as if they've seen the previous post is no good, because if you've only just come across me today and you see a come and join me online for line dance, it's going to be really fun, and they're like, what the hell is this? Who are you? So asking for help is also a good thing. So keep going. It will work if you want it to. There are also things that you are probably in your life that you've been pushing and pushing and pushing, and actually, stop. Just stop. Like, I've had someone highlight how good I am at planning and organising, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be a wedding planner. I tried it, didn't really enjoy it. It's not for everyone. Like, being a wedding planner and an event planner, it's a skill. At some point I'll get one on for a podcast episode, but for now, it's just me. But it's a skill. Yes, it's a skill that I have, but it's not something I enjoy. So if there's something in your life that you don't enjoy, stop doing it. If you're in, I don't know, full-time job and it's draining the life out of you, I promise you there are employers out there who will support you. I know because I've been there, and I now have a day job that I love. So I love my day job as export manager. Yes, it's a little bit wild. So today I've had a collection sorted for a customer. I've then prepared a shipment to go to Taiwan. I'm then in discussions preparing for the next shipments going to Sweden, preparing the Canada container, and all sorts. And then I've come home and I'm recording this podcast, and then I'm going to sit and do some admin. It's fun. I like the variety. But I've got a supportive employer. Previously, I didn't have such a supportive employer, and I wouldn't have had this podcast because I wouldn't have had the energy to come home and do that. So there is life out there. You don't have to keep pushing the things you don't want to. But if there's something that you're passionate about, you do need to keep talking about it in more than one ways. Even if you feel like you're annoying yourself, you're probably not, because there was a point when I was talking to my other half about it, and he was like, what are you actually doing? And I was like, dude, if you live with me and don't know what I'm doing, I've definitely not spoke about it enough, because he normally knows pretty much what I'm up to all the time. So the fact that he didn't even know about the line dance class was a telling truth of just keep talking about it. So I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about my book. I'm going to keep telling people that this podcast exists, because I'm not even sure if anyone listens to this. Just putting that out there. I don't know if anyone actually listens. That's going to be a post, because one of my next episodes is going to be an Ask Me Anything, but I'll answer it on the podcast, so they have to listen to the podcast to get the answer. Just an FYI. So yeah, that's what it was. It was a reflection on January was actually a pretty good month in the end. Yeah, it was a pretty good month. I've got some fancy tech. My cold is kind of going, and got some exciting things for Feb. So, hope you're well, and I'll see you on the next episode.